Hello, everyone. Welcome to the MisterFrisco Podcast, where real talk meets real estate, local vibes, and the people shaping Frisco's future. Today on my podcast, we'll cover the latest housing market stats, breakdown trends. The sellers tips, we are talking about renovations you should do in order to maximize your home value resale. My guest today is Eduardo Medellin, owner of the business consulting company Infinity Management. And in What's Happening in Frisco segment, the spotlight is on the Creek on 121 new mixed use hub with restaurants, shops, and Central Green.
Meet MisterFrisco, a realtor selling residential real estate in Frisco and far North Dallas. As a former professional athlete, track and field, and strength and conditioning coach, MisterFrisco immigrated to the USA 20 years ago with $50 in his pocket, a suitcase, and zero English to pursue the American dream and build a successful real estate business. Hardworking, persistent, customer service, and detail-oriented, MisterFrisco strives to secure a smooth closing on his client's biggest investment, their home. He puts his experience and knowledge to serve his clients the best way possible. Building his business by referral allows him to maintain relationships with his clients and serve them even after the transaction is closed. This is Frisco Realty News with MisterFrisco.
Here's the Frisco snapshot for September. The median price is $603,000, down 6.5% from the last year and 4% from August. There are about 750 homes for sale, 28% more than a year ago, but 3.3% fewer than August. We closed 151 existing homes, up 17.1% year over year, yet 7.9% lower than August. And in September, median days on the market was 46, up 27.8% year over year. In September, it took about 6 more days to sell than in August. Pending sales are 170, down 5% year over year, and 11.2% month over month. Month supply of inventory on the market is 4.9, unchanged from August. A light sellers market moving towards balanced. So, what does it mean that for you? So the prices slipped and buyers have more choice than last year. Sales are still fine, but the pace could from August, longer time and weaker pending point to softer demand ahead. So sellers price to today show well and consider closing cost contribution, and don't forget to update your homes. Buyers selection is better and leverage is improving, but it is not a buyer's market yet. Watch pending sales. If they stay low, expect more time on the market and more concessions this fall. So, for today's buyers and sellers tips, we are talking about renovation you should do in order to maximize your value resale. For resale impact in DFW, focus on 3 anchors: a spa level primary bath, a kitchen upgrade, so refresh or replace cabinets based on condition, and continuous mid-tone flooring for that new build feel. Then add modern exterior paint and a statement front door. Improve comfort with low in windows and attic air sealing. And put some layer smart basics like thermostat, video doorbell, leak sensors. So finally, tackle aging roof, HVAC, or a water heater to avoid concessions. So you need help? I have a vetted, proven vendors I can refer you today. So now it's time for my guest, Eduardo Medellin, a founder and owner for Infinity Management business consulting company. Hi, Eduardo. Good to have you.
Hello, Victor. Thank you for having me.
Great. Hey, so you are owner founder of Infinity Management. That's your company?
That's correct. That's correct. I started the company about 24 years ago.
Great. Okay. Tell the audience something about your background.
Okay. Born in Mexico. My mother was American, so I always knew that I wanted to come to study in the U.S. I did that. I went to UT, graduated there, and I just hang around here. I do like it.
Well, yeah, me too. We're still here. We like it.
Yes.
That's cool. So, what's your, as a professional background? How did you get to the point to be a business consultant?
I went to college, university, and I studied accounting and information systems. And so my mind works very process oriented and all that kind of stuff. And I always knew that I was going to start my business. So background in accounting, very entrepreneur by heart. So started my business and I started some other businesses. So I became a business consultant because that's what the value proposition is now. It's not really about doing the accounting. It's not really about doing the finance. It's not really about doing loans or any of that. It's how can I help businesses keep growing?
Why do they need business consultant? Okay, let's say they're entrepreneurs. They are smart people, apparently. If they start a business and they are successful to the point that it's not easy to run business, yeah. Why do you think business needs business consultant?
Because people know their trade. Meaning, if you're a carpenter, you know how to nail. Put the nails. If you're a driver, you know how to drive, but not everybody knows about business. So people are able to grow businesses to a certain point, and then they lose control because they don't know the business background. They're not business savvy. So they do business, they need business advice to keep that going. So one of the main things that happens is the organization of the business have to be restructured at several points. So business consulting is more like business strategy, is providing the strategies and executing the strategies. Because sometimes the old consultants will give you the book and say, go ahead and execute. These are my thoughts. Go ahead and do it. Nowadays, it's not that. You have to help them execute. So it's really more about the strategies and how the business is going to keep thriving with those strategies.
Okay, talking about strategies, what are the main strategies you teach business owners to follow in order to succeed?
Well, the first thing that I see is that they don't continue selling. So they have enough work and they get absorbed by operations and they don't continue selling. So this selling and the marketing is an evolution that keeps changing every day. Social media, this and that and the other. So the biggest strategy that I give them is, what are you doing with sales? How is the sales going? If it says, no, I have enough work and all this, it's never going to be that way. So the number one strategy is sales. Continue selling, continue promoting your business, continue marketing, and continue doing what you were doing when you started the business, because that's what you need. You can't get stuck with the same clients.
So never stop prospecting.
Correct. Never stop prospecting, never stop networking.
That's correct. We met on networking, and I'm so glad to have you here.
Correct.
That's great. Any success stories, if you can think of?
Yes. I have a construction company that started as a subcontractor doing foundations for houses. So they come in, do the rebar, and then they do the forms, and they pour the cement. That company, I started with them in 2018. They were selling $13 million. Now they have 5 different companies, and they're netting about $80 million in sales. So very good. It was a family, it's still a family owned, but it was a family run business. And we have to restructure it so it will be more than that. So now they have close to 150 employees in 5 different companies. So there's a management team and so forth, and they keep thriving.
Great story.
And I'm still with them after 8 years.
Really?
So, and that goes to show you that the strategies change. So one of the things you asked me about why business consulting is, the second thing is that people don't see the outside. meaning they don't go and check what's going on in the market. They don't go and check what's my competitor doing. And one of the main things that a consultant brings is that.
So when I start building our house, you will help me with this company to lay down the foundation.
Yes, definitely.
Because
definitely.
I trust them. If you involved in that, I trust them.
Yes.
Okay,
You will
good.
be a prospect, and I'll bring us a prospect, and then we'll get it done. Definitely.
Okay, I'll be a good client, I promise. So what's your focus? I mean, individuals, small businesses. What you prefer to work with, or just to prospect? Okay.
As businesses, and as I get businesses, I get the owners. So really, the strategy is, first of all, is to see what the owner wants. The owner wants. Obviously, everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to get wealth and all that, but there are different ways of doing it. And if they want to pass on the ownership to somebody else and so forth. So businesses in general, small businesses, I like entrepreneurs. I like people that have gotten to where the trade is working, meaning they have sales, they have produced the trade, and they have happy customers. And they are in that stage that they need to reorganize. And to give you an idea, to reorganize a business that started at 2 million in sales, you have to reorganize. At 10 million in sales, you have to reorganize. At 20 million in sales, you have to decide if you want to keep it as a small business or really keep growing, because it becomes bigger issue for that. So I'm good at construction industries. I like constructions. I had a construction company for about 8-9 years. So I sat on the side of payroll or not payroll for me. And so I understand how that happens. So I like complex businesses, not complicated, complex businesses.
Yeah.
So, complication comes with the business.
So there is always complication with the business.
Complication. So construction industry is very good for me. I'm very effective with that. Wholesale distribution also. And manufacturing. I'm just starting into the manufacturing area, but businesses, the manufacturing, what is happening is they have a lot of niches, and they stay in one thing, producing one thing, and then they pass it on to the next one. So those are good prospects for me.
Yeah, the pain of growing, like when the teenagers, in puberty, they start growing, so there's a pain in the knee, pain here, in their joints. It's just the same with the businesses. So besides the sales, what else would you advise business owners that suffer that pain?
Technology. Technology has to be a big part of your equation there. I know that systems are getting easier, but automation is not. So automation has to be one of the key factors, because if you introduce automation, then you're going to be able to grow exponentially. If you don't put an automation in, then you're always going to be dragging yourself, because every time you bring another client, it's the same headache as before. So automation is number 2. Definitely automation, efficiencies, cut costs on the production, those kind of things.
Yeah, automation actually, as you said, makes you efficient and save time.
Correct.
Time is money.
Correct.
Time is money.
And makes you effective, which is a different word, but the efficiency and the automation and all that makes you effective. So the time that you're spending in the business really is worthwhile.
And now with the AI, things get much broader, and you have much more resources.
Correct.
To implement technologies in the business.
Correct. And data is one of them. Data mining is one of them. So we became consultants because we were accountants and then financial advisors, and now we're consultants because the data, not only the financial data is important, but the business data, payroll, point of sale system. What am I selling? What am I selling at what margins? Those kind of things. And so owners now, they need to have that automation, and they have data mining so they know how the business is running.
Yeah, I agree with you. You may be a great professional, but if you can't sell and get business, bring business, then you have problem.
Correct.
You have problem.
Selling is the first thing, right? Because if somebody believes in your product or your service, now you have to deliver. And the reason for automation is because bringing employees is difficult. Management is not for everybody. So you have to understand and you have to be very careful what people you bring in. And automation helps you bring less people, more qualified.
Well, a lot of wisdom I heard today. That's great.
Thank you. Appreciate
it. If somebody would like to use your wisdom, how they can reach out to you?
The best way to do it is just directly get to me on my phone number, the cell. You can text me and say, hey, I heard it on Mr. Frisco's podcast, and I'll be gladly talk to you. Send me a text. The number is 214-882-9203. That's the quickest way. If not, you can send me an email at emedellin@infinity-management.com. I know it's a little long, so maybe send me a text first. Let's talk a little bit, and I'll get you all the information.
All right. Well, great to have you. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you around because we are both networkers, and this is one very important part to grow your business.
Definitely. We'll see you around. Let's keep networking.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming. So let's talk today about what's new in Frisco and what is happening in Frisco. Imagine driving 121, turning onto Independence and seeing patio lights and a big green lawn where families hang out. That's the creek on 121. First, the honest part, there will be cones, lane shifts, and a few noisy days. You may need an extra 5 minutes on some trip, but it won't last forever. Now the good stuff. This project bring restaurants, shops, and open space in one walkable place. Wide sidewalk, shade, safer crossings, a lawn for movies, small concerts, and weekend pop-ups. After a game or a practice, you can park once, grab dinner, and let the kids run. For nearby neighborhoods, life gets easier. Coffee, haircuts, quick clinic visits, fitness, without jumping back on the highway. Evenings feel lively but not wild. Lighting and sound are usually set to wind down at night. So local business owners, this could be your moment. Steady foot traffic, fresh storefronts, and new customers who live minutes away. So here's the trade: short-term construction, long-term convenience. Soon, when someone asks, where should we go tonight? You will say, let's meet at the creek on 121. So I will see you there. Thanks for tuning in today. And if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to my podcast or more insights on Frisco's best spots, events, and the housing market. Until next time.